Production.
What is poppin'? Let's look at Bitfarms here. So again, from a technical perspective, we're going to give this a shot at breaking down here. What I have here is an upward channel marked out, and it looks to me that this upward channel is getting some great recognition on both the support and the resistance, right? So what can we look for on Bitfarms, right? On a weekly time frame here, I'm going to remove some of these indicators to make things a little bit more clear, right? What I see and what makes sense to me from a technical perspective is there's this area where we get this small bounce that was resistance, right? Resistance, it turns into support. Perfect. That's what we want to see. Another thing I kind of want to highlight here, look at the volume coming in, right? The volume around these areas is showing strength in the stock, okay? So what's coming up that I think we should be aware of is we had quite a nice bounce here, right? 100% bounce from this higher low that was created. Again, if you're looking at it from that perspective, we have the low, high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. We want to see a higher high happen, of course. I do think that we could eventually come up into that range right around here, okay? Will it happen sharp, right, and happen fast? It could, but what we need to be aware of is this zone, right? So we have this major resistance zone that we rejected strongly twice, okay? So we're creeping right back up into that area, and that looks just like this, right? So if we look previously on the chart, you look left, and we put this across here, it makes sense to me, right, that, you know, we could potentially stall in this range. So some things I could, kind of picture on the chart, or what we could try to, picture what's going to happen next, or foreshadow, is that we get some sort of a consolidation in this area, right? And it could look like some sort of a bull flag pattern, right? Maybe we go sideways into this part of the chart and we get a bounce on the lower trend line again before we make a move higher, right? That's a possibility. We could get something like this where we reject now and we come back now before we get that move. And, we slowly weaken this resistance point, right? That also makes sense. Something like this before we get a move, right? But essentially, everything looks good from a technical perspective on Bitfarms. That's essentially it from a technical perspective, right? These are the things we need to look out for. I'm starting to see a lot of people message me about, DeFi. I've had a bunch of people message me about Galaxy and stuff as well, but, for me personally, the charts matter the most because they indicate to us and they can give us a great tell of, what to be aware of when it comes to investing or trading in these names, right? So for the people who are buying in this area, if they see the stock go down and then they get upset, like, oh, I bought here and now it's going down, the markets are against me, you just got to be aware of where are you in the trend and in the chart. Overall here, we have a pretty strong uptrend since December 2022, right? So things are looking good. In order for us to negate that, we would have to see a lower low in the trend here, right? So, which means it would have to do something like this, right? That would negate all of this that we've been talking about over the past several months on Bitfarms. So that's the breakdown. That's what I'm looking for on a technical perspective. We've come shot right back up into this area. It's happening while BTC, ETH, and Sol are kind of digesting their moves and they're still consolidating. So I think that, it wouldn't be a shock to me if we see some sort of consolidation in this area. Right, so that's what I wanted to point out here on Bitfarms, and that's the breakdown, guys. Peace.